Well, second boss done. Hot damn.
Looks like it's over for now.
Mission complete. I wonder if everyone's desires have been returned yet.
Probably. They all went flying out of the cage after all.
Well, want to see for myself, I guess.
Maybe we should check on the people back in town, just to be safe.
Good idea. That said, the jail didn't disappear this time either. Now I'm sure of it. Jails really aren't the same as palaces.
Well, we can worry about it later.
Indeed. Let's go.
Hey,
What up?
I feel as though I'm restless right now. Do you know what this is?
Something's bothering you.
I'm not sure what's wrong. Natsume tried his hardest, but somewhere along the way, he lost sight of what mattered to him. He is a strange person, Natsume.
Unfortunately, such a thing is all too easy to happen. But you could always look on the silver lining of things. Silver lining in this case, it's a new start for him.
Yes, he did say he would climb back up. Yusuke said Natsume lost his way because he was alone. Whenever I think about that, I feel restless inside. Even though Natsume hurt a lot of people and was, for some time, one of our enemies. What is this feeling?
The same Yusuke had.
The same as Yusuke? I see. So that's why Yusuke saved Natsume. It was because Natsume's reason for doing all those terrible things was really sad. I think I understand now. Sadness can hurt people, but it can also save them.
It can
It
indeed.
give humans a reason to support one another.
Empathy. Think you're right.
Yes, I'm sure that's it. Okay, we should probably get going.
Somehow I'm getting the distinct feeling I'm building the final boss with these dialogue
So,
options.
you know how I was all excited for the Tanabata festival that's coming up? My boyfriend says he's already got plans.
Oh, by the way, did you ever finish reading that manga I lent you? I got someone else who wants to borrow it.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it worked.
Yeah. Doesn't look like anyone's talking about Natsume anymore.
Then, all's as it should be. Attaining fame through some deceptive power doesn't fit his image.
This wouldn't have been possible without you being there to open his eyes, Yusuke.
You really took charge today, Inari.
That's our Inari.
Yep, it was all thanks to the divine grace of the oh-so-benevolent Inari. Praise be to him.
Thank you, everyone.
Remember, kids, a good friend will be there to bail you out of jail. A great friend will be there.
However, we're not finished just yet. We must confirm whether the change of heart was a success.
A great friend will be there in jail with you. A best friend will be there to bail you out of jail and call you a fucking idiot.
For now, we'll just have to wait and see how things turn out.
Well, since we've got some free time, can we unwind at a bathhouse or something? I'm totally beat.
Good idea. We can freshen up a little before we head back to the car.
You heard him, Sophia. It's all you.
Okay, I'll find the best bathhouse in the area.
And that gets us 20. Nice. When are we going to unlock lockpicking 2?
Thank you, everyone, for coming. I've called this press conference to give an announcement, as well as a formal apology. First, my novel, Prince of Nightmares, was recently bestowed the honor of receiving first place in the Sokaisha Awards. I have decided to give the award back. I've also decided to recall all published copies. not to mention take the necessary steps to refund everyone's money. I'm sure you all want to know my reasons for doing so. The truth is, my book, Prince of Nightmares, only won because of my status as Sogo Natsume's grandson. In short, the competition was fixed. In addition, I've also stolen the work of countless other authors, word for word. Lastly, the story I told about writing to inspire a hospitalized girl was nothing but a lie to garner sympathy. This fabrication allowed my book to sell a number of copies it nowhere near deserved. I wish to apologize for this scandal, and I'll start by personally seeing to it that everyone who bought my book is refunded. I promise, my writing career ends here. I am deeply sorry for all that I've done. To all of you.
Hold on, Mr. Natsume. What do you think you're doing?
Hey, time to wrap it up. Get everyone out of here, now!
Please, don't interfere. This is my way of taking responsibility.
Hey, something doesn't seem right here. Mr. Natsume's the one who put this thing together, right?
Do you think the editors were just trying to profit off Mr. Natsume's family name?
Hey!
Who are you?
I will not allow this.
You're the one from the party. I'm so sorry for what I said back then.
I will not allow you to cower and run away, Ango Natsume. You intend to make a comeback, do you not?
Huh?
When you do return to the literary world, I want to see a book with your name on it, not your grandfather's. You are going to write a novel that you can be proud of, are you not?
We'll be waiting.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Where are they supposed to be?
Once everything is rightfully resolved, I will make my return. Even if there's just one person out there waiting to read my stories. No matter what, I will keep writing. I only hope that I can one day save someone's soul the way my grandfather's novel saved mine when I was young.
So, I don't dare to profess knowing anything about the literary any of the other kinds of art forms, but speaking for my own personal type, being the culinary arts, yes, I'm not formally trained, I'm not linked to anybody famous, but I do still take pride in the food that I make, and I do personally consider it a bit of an art form. It's complicated to explain. It's I guess the best way I can put it, it's about the feeling that's put into it. Like, I very rarely measure anything because it's all just about, this feels like it's the right amount. No, let's add a little bit more of that. And sometimes it bombs, absolutely, and I learn from those mistakes. But the whole point I'm getting at is, while I don't deign to profess knowledge of how it feels to be a literary artist or a painter or musician, anything like that, I can at least understand on the standpoint of, it sucks having something you put a bunch of time and effort into to make just perfect bashed, or you feel hollow because you just ripped it off from somewhere else. Do I use pre-boxed recipes sometimes? Yes. I don't feel good about it, but I will use it, especially if it's, say, like something new I'm trying. For example, a few weeks ago, for the first time, I made dumplings. like from scratch dumplings. Had no idea of how to make it, so of course I used a recipe for it. Felt a little bad about doing that because I do prefer doing things my own way, doing things completely from scratch with my own inspiration and innovations to apply to it. But either way, it's disheartening to have your work just, fall flat or unappreciated. Or even worse, because for a while there, while I'm not linked to anybody famous, for a while there, I was constantly being compared to my grandmother. It wasn't my cooking, it was, oh, you're making your grandmother's recipe. Even if I'm doing something differently. Okay, one, Gam Gam really only made spaghetti from scratch, and even then it usually used jarred tomato sauce. She would make the noodles from scratch, yes, but beyond that it would still jarred tomato sauce. So, and not bashing Gam Gam. Honestly, I wish I had a chance to know her, because she passed away like a year after I was born. I only know about the jarred tomato sauce because of what my mother told me. But still, when I took up cooking, I was still just constantly compared to her. And being compared to somebody else when you're trying to make it on your own it sucks no matter what you're doing.
That is why I write.
Sheesh, you kids are something else. Barging in on a press conference like that?
My apologies. It was imperative that I speak with him.
It's fine. Alright, well, I gotta run. I have to go question Natsume.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't end with just an apology.
Senkichi's really doing his job. It's almost like he's an actual cop or something.
I am an actual cop. Anyway, it won't take long, so go on and wait for me back at the car.
Guess we should get rolling then.
Right. We'll leave the rest to him.
And there's
Do you have a moment?
Yeah, in a minute. While I finish my thought, Yusuke. There's a cookbook that's been passed down from my great-grandmother to my grandmother to my mother and now to me. And through the entire line, you could see how each person it was just a stock cookbook bought way back in like the early 1980s, something like that. I don't remember specifically when, but it was just one of those stock cookbooks that you'd buy from a general store, what have you. And you could see through the years little notes added by each recipient, changing the recipes to enhance and expand the horizons of it. Even some recipes have been edited multiple times by different people as it's changed hands, and I just recently started adding my own notations into the cookbook. It's honestly, at this point, the only things I really changed was adding vanilla extract to the desserts, because I don't know why. Vanilla extract existed back in the 1980s, so I'm not sure why it hasn't even been added to the cookbook by now, but the whole point is, I kind of get the feeling that each person that's had this cookbook equally kind of views cooking as the same way I do. It's its own art form, its own means of conveying how you feel to someone. And when the time comes, if I ever have a kid, because let's face it, I ain't. I genuinely don't like children. But if I ever have a kid, probably pass it down to them too. You know, keep the legacy alive with that cookbook.
Something about Natsume's been bothering me. What he did was no doubt unforgivable. Nothing will change that. However, was he really like Madarame? Can he truly be called evil like the palace rulers we've confronted in the past? Had he simply ignored his editors, would he have strayed from his path? Or am I perhaps just sympathizing with someone who pursues the arts like myself? What do you think?
It's hard to say. It's complicated because here's the issue. Even Madarame, most likely at one point, was an upstanding guy. But at some point, something got twisted and he strayed down the wrong path. Unfortunately, it's a who's to say game on if he ignored the editors, would he have gone down a different path than he did? Unfortunately, Yusuke, I don't know.
I see. Yes, it is a rather difficult question. Forgive me, I didn't mean to hold you up. We should return to the car as well.
Let's go.
Well, before we do, I've got bonds of 11. We can upgrade that again. We did just get this. Avenger, evading enemy attacks grants counterattack. Sure. Go on and max that up. Alright. Before we go to the car, I want to go over here to the arcade, buy up some more ingredients. Nope. Nope, it's a little further. Yeah, here we go.
Take your time. So that's what you. Thank you very much. We recommend. Can you? So that's what. Thank you. So that's what. Can you? So that's what. Thank you. So that's what. Thank you very. Thank you.
There we are.